So I'm just listening to this really interesting conversation. They're talking about planet Nibiru. I have a hard time with words sometimes. And the Anunnaki and the Anunnaki. And they were talking about the Stitchin idea concept of the Anunnaki. And I would love to join into these talks amongst people, but they honestly would not get me whatsoever, even though we actually research some of the same information. They wouldn't get where I'm coming from because they were tying in RH negative, and if you guys know, I'm O negative, and I'm gonna say I am a RH negative researcher, and I have been for a number of years, and I've got a lot of documentation behind me just looking into anthropology, DNA, and RH negative. I've looked into it just right back as far as you can go to Cro-Magnon, to all the different types of hominids, what their blood types were, what other animals' blood types were, where does it come from, where does the RH negative, and what I found through my research, and that's all I can say, is we find that even Neanderthal, which was supposed to come before Cro-Magnon. Cro-Magnon is modern European, basically. That's what that is. Yeah, they used to say it was modern Homo sapien, but it's not. And Africans are not Cro-Magnon. They had their own ancestry, which is different than Cro-Magnon. And so Cro-Magnon, although they do have Cro-Magnon, because Cro-Magnon went around and spread there, whatever you want to say, whether it was through DNA, if you take in the Anunnaki, through manipulation of the hominids that were already here. So already an advanced civilization that already had achieved high technology, spirituality, and they were actually quite big in comparison to the people of today. When that's where you look at the pictures, the iconographies that you see all around, showing them to be, like carrying a lion, like as if it's a cat or a dog or a small dog, and the people being much smaller than them. So they were actually very large in comparison to the people that they manipulated their DNA. Now, the Bible says that it was that the sons of God came onto the daughters of man, and in a sense, the Anunnaki story is that story, but it's not having sexual relations. It was impregnated them artificially. And in that story, it was one of, I don't remember the names of all of them, but one of the female ones impregnated herself. So she carried it for 10 months, not 9 months, and then gave birth to the first Anu, which was the first name of what they called. She went on to go and give birth to a couple of more, and then they were able to breed those people, because the ones that they started, because they were closer, right, to the Anunnaki. They had that DNA. And so this is the story that they tell, guys. And from looking at RH negative and looking at anthropology and all of that, you find that the farthest, I had this argument with ChatGPT once, talking about RH negative, about how far back it goes, and how can they, and because like the official, if you go and it says, that Neanderthal had A, B, and all of these different type of blood types, right? But they said that they had a super RH negative, meant that they had no antigen, probably more closer to the one the golden blood people. That there's only supposed to be a handful of people, if there's even that many left of them. It would have been more like that. They had no antigens whatsoever. And so that's what we know about that. What I found really interesting in the argument that I had with the ChatGPT was, he kept on telling me that the further back, no sample can hold, it degrades, the antigen degrades. And it doesn't take long before that actually antigen degrades. So it would be it would have degraded by the time that they're looking at Neanderthal or Cro-Magnon. It was way beyond that. There was no way to know whether there was any antigens. It all came out as negative. And their reasoning, and what ChatGPT kept on telling me, was, well, we were doing a mathematical equation as to what the population is today. And so we were hypothesizing, and because of that, that's the way we're going to stick with it. And so that means that there were all these other blood types back there, even though everything still comes out as O negative, just the red blood cell, which is O negative. It basically, that's all it is. Everybody starts, that's why you can get blood, no matter who you are, you can get it from an O negative person, because they were the beginning and everything else came after it. So they can take the beginning, but they can never take it back. Anybody else's blood will kill them, because it's been changed after the original of the hominids, not the hominids, but the Homo sapiens, modern human beings, the same. Because if you look at Cro-Magnon, there are people still today that have the exact same DNA as they do. It hasn't changed. It hasn't changed. The only thing that we see that is a change is the intermingling. So for some reason, the European race, because that's modern European, is Cro-Magnon, and that's the one that takes us to modern civilization, to hunter-gatherer, to going all over the world and building civilization. Those are these people, and that's what spread out. And then we start calling them Indo-European and European and German and Irish and whatever it was. But they did, after a while, mixed in with the people that they had mixed as time. But the original civilizations through DNA does show that it was these people that originally inhabited or built when they go into the tombs and stuff. This is what they find. They find that this is these people. It is these people, and these are the ones that became the kings. Well, because they didn't become the kings, they were just the only people. Do you get that? They were the only people. There weren't other people. This plane of existence had one race. It didn't have the multiple races that we have today by those writings. It had one race. And then later it was manipulated, the hominids, the smaller, maybe Lord of the Rings or something like that, but more smaller in creatures. They talked about one in particular, and that it was working with, and said that it did already have the spirit in it. So it wasn't just a animal, but it seemed to have the spark of life as well. That was more advanced than just the animals, and that's the reason why they chose, and that's why they felt that they could bring their DNA into this hominid, because it did have a closer connection. But it was not even close to their development whatsoever. It was still in not even wearing clothing or anything like that. It wasn't speech or anything. It was what we see that hominids were. And from these writings, these are the most ancient writings that we have. And later on, the religious writings come after this. Now, I'm not saying that this is true. I'm just saying this is what is written. Let me go to my second part. It will be the next video.